Hey everyone, it's Justin here. Welcome to another Guitar Thoughts vlog. This is video number 3. And I hope that the ideas I talk about today, you can carry it forward with you through the week as you practice or go on your guitar journey. Today's topic is, how much time do we really need for practicing? If you are a working adult and you are struggling with finding time to practice, then watch this video. Hopefully it can give you a different perspective and give you some ideas on how to practice. I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. One is for complete beginners and one is for everybody else. But watch the video, you might pick up some things even in the complete beginner stage. Now, when I teach complete beginners, in their first lesson, I will always ask them this question. Hey, how much time do you think you need to practice? And I'm always very surprised by the answers they give me. Half an hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And I think that's a very long time for complete beginners. I think complete beginners should only spend about 5 to 10 minutes to practice. Why? Let me explain. The concepts you should be learning at the beginning, like changing chords, strumming, learning how to make a chord sound good, these are very basic, simple concepts. And I don't think you should spend a lot of time dwelling on it. If you're spending more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes on changing chords or learning how to make a chord sound good, then you're overdoing it, or there's just too much practice. There's only so much you can practice before you run out of ideas at the beginning stage. Furthermore, you need your fingers, your body, your hands need time to get used to practicing. So the trick is, for beginners, you need to do short bursts of practice, but spread it out during the week in terms of the number of repetitions you do. For example, in one evening, maybe you do 5 to 10 minutes, do something else, come back to it after half an hour, and then practice for another 5 to 10 minutes. Or maybe do 5 to 10 minutes today, tomorrow you practice again another 5 to 10 minutes. You'll find that you will pick up these concepts, or you'll get used to these concepts like learning how to change chords and all that much faster, because your brain and your fingers need time to get used to it. It's not something you can do with a full 30 minutes practice. And another reason why, as a complete beginner, you should do 5 to 10 minute sessions is because you want to give yourself some time to get used to practicing for 5 to 10 minutes before you feel that you can add more time to it. Naturally, you should be able to feel that you can put more time into it because you're used to a routine already. So hopefully, putting in 5 to 10 minutes and going into a routine becomes easier over time. So I think 5 to 10 minutes is good for complete beginners. Now, I'm going to be very blunt, and this applies to everybody, whether you're a complete beginner or not. If you can't even free up 5 minutes in your practice time, say every 2 days, for example, then one, you need to rethink about how you want to prioritize your guitar practicing session. You need to think about how you want to shift things around so you can practice for at least 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. The other thing, and I'm going to be very blunt about this, is that if you can't even free up 5 minutes, then perhaps your heart is not in it. Maybe you are just not that interested in learning guitar or practicing guitar. So you might want to rethink about why you are not getting enough time to practice. Alright, so for everybody else, let's just talk about some ideas and some tips on how to practice. Now, if you think about it, a pop song or a rock song, unless you're doing progressive rock or a long song, it's about 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 6 to 8 minutes. Now, even if you need to revise through the material and then play along with the song, I think it should take you no longer than 15 to 20 minutes for your practice session. Again, doing small chunks at a time will really help with you getting into a routine. Don't fall into the trap of practicing for 1 hour or 2 hours, and then you get so tired that the next time you feel like practicing is just a week later. Try to get used to practicing every 2 days or every day, 15 to 20 minute chunks. Like I said, a song is only 3 to 5 minutes, so even if you need to practice that solo, or you need to practice that song and getting through the song acoustically, you need to strum it, 3 to 5 minutes is the song. You can practically do about 2 to 3 songs in 15 to 20 minutes. Provided if you don't need to really revise the material. But if you need to revise the material, do something like spend 10 minutes revising that guitar solo, going through the fingering, and then 5 minutes trying to play it. you'll find that you'll be more efficient that way. I remember coming across a study where they found that an adult's learning attention span in learning is about 15 to 20 minutes. There was I was studying psychology at that point in time, and I came across this paper, and that was very interesting. So over the years, I've tried to compress my practice time into that time span to make it more efficient, to get the most out of my ability to absorb and learn. Of course, if I find that I can stretch it out, I'll probably do about 30 minutes or maybe 45 minutes. Just don't practice too long, because if you have ever practiced before and you found that after a while, you are just not learning anything, you're just drifting off, or you're just mindlessly just noodling around, or you're just doing that same lick over and over again, and you seem to be distracted, that's probably a good time for you to stop practicing, take a break, come back to it half an hour later or another day. So we've all heard stories about famous musicians practicing for an insane amount of hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, but maybe the details of them taking a break in between these hours is not well documented, so we always think that we need to practice for long hours for stretch. If you do practice longer than half an hour, think about taking a break in between. Let your mind rest. So this week, why not think about and try and see if you can set aside 10 to 20 minutes regularly every 2 days, every day if possible, to practice. And don't practice less than 15 minutes. Don't practice more than 20 minutes. See if it helps you with making the practice a bit more routine. And hopefully you'll be able to see great improvements in your guitar journey. See you in the next guitar vlog.